Nicole Kali is here with our 27th guest, SATE.
Ooh, 27.
27th guest, and it is
All
SATE,
right.
Toronto songwriter, vocalist, and rocker on a beautiful path. How are you, sis?
I am blessed. How are you?
I feel the same way, honestly. I feel blessed, I feel progressive, and it's good to have you here.
Yeah, same.
It's surreal to chat and hold this space as Black Rockers United. I realize as you've been going through this pandemic, this is your time to shine. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes. How's your perspective? Has your creativity grown for you at this time where you have more solitude and space?
Since the release of the album, it's all really starting to sink in, just all of the emotional, spiritual work that I've been processing. Just me alone been processing, much less the world and processing the world. Last year my mother transitioned, and this year I went back into the Fool. I had started it in January of 2018, started recording it and put it on hold. um, Released Dirty Little Lie in the video, and decided that I wanted to go back in, and I just didn't know where. And then when my mom transitioned, it was like, okay, it's time to go back in. So I went back in 2021, like this year, top of this year,
Wow.
and just kind of like tore it down and then built it back up.
Mhm.
And it's just kind of starting to process all of that, you know,
Mhm.
it's a lot.
It's a lot. It's very expansive. It's a lot to be immersed in, and it's a lot to deal with,
Yeah,
in addition to everything
yeah,
else. Yeah.
yeah,
But it's therapeutic too, isn't it?
absolutely. I mean, music is a healing self, creativity is healing. That's to be able to transmute for magicians.
Yes, absolutely. It's musical alchemy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we got to mention for all the viewers out there, Sate's second album that they mentioned, The Fool, just debuted last week, November
Yes,
4th.
yes.
And there's an accompanying short film and a tarot deck. So can
Yes,
we
the tarot
beautiful.
deck is coming.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. The film and the album are out for consumption. The tarot deck is coming.
Beautiful. We'd love to hear all about these amazing projects.
Yeah. As I said, I told you about the short and the long process of making the album. The making of the film has always been a dream of mine, to create a cinematic um, expression around my music, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like this was the perfect pairing, because I was very, very intentional about the interludes on the album, to create a story, a journey. It is about the fool's journey, my fool's journey. So it only made sense to have a film. And I got to work with an incredible director who, he just, everything is magic. Everything is synchronous. Everything is, it's just people plop into your life and you're like, where have you been all my life? Oh, you're supposed to be here right now. So we made this beautiful piece. And after probably one conversation with him, actually before the conversation, I looked at him and I was like, yeah, this guy, we're going to be doing a lot together. And he was like, at the end of our conversation, we hadn't even made the movie. He was like, I want to do more with you. And I was like, yes,
Uh,
we will.
oh, that's so cool. I love
So
that.
yeah, it was beautiful. It's beautiful, between my producer Hill and Andrew, director of the film. So beautiful to be seen by people and understood. to be heard, and just like meeting and being able to, you know, because I can't do everything. I would love to be able to do everything. Maybe not, you know, but
I totally
but
feel
it's really beautiful to have community and really have people that see you, and it's a real relationship, like people that I really want to go into and like really get dirty and really like fight or have friction, or and in all of that feel safe, because just the safety of being able to fully like unfurl my wings and be like, you see me? Oh, you see me. I'm a weirdo. You're a weirdo too. Awesome. Let's go. You know? Yeah.
That is so well put, SATE. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So your artistic journey probably began as a young child because of your mother, right? Salome Bay, who is a
Yes.
very well-known artist and
Yes.
multi-genre as well, like yourself. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It definitely, well, I mean, it started in the womb, right?
Yeah. In many ways. Yeah.
In fact, she was on stage doing, I believe it was Don't Bother Me, I Can't Cope in Washington, D.C. at Ford's Theater, 8.5 months pregnant with me.
What?
So it started in the womb, right? And I think about 3 months after she had me, she was back in New York on Broadway doing Your Arms Too Short to Box with God.
Oh my goodness.
So, you know, that's been my life. We follow our parents' examples, the people in front of us. You know, my dad, a restaurateur, heavy into food and music. So still creativity, that alchemy, you know.
Yeah.
They're magicians. They were magicians, and they encouraged that magic, that creativity in me, in all of us, in my sister, myself, and my brother. You know, we were always on stage with my mom. I was always in the kitchen watching my dad, you know, or down at the restaurant.
So cool.
So, yeah, and I went to a school for the arts because I was like, if they're really schools like Fame, then I want to go.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm a theater kid. I'm a visual arts kid. I was playing tuba in school, you know, like I'm a band geek. I'm that kid.
I love that. You were literally like alternative in so many ways, but it all blends together. And it's really cool, like we said, like magical experience. It's a good word for it.
Yeah.
So you were inspired by your parents growing up, and as you grew up, were there any other like particular artists that stood out to you and inspired you?
Oh my gosh. My parents had an incredible record collection. I would say it was my dad, I think, that did a lot of collecting. I guess when we were in New York, I saw The Wiz on Broadway. So I like killed that record. Like I just listened to it every single day. So The Wiz with Stephanie Mills and Ted Ross and Dee Dee Bridgewater, you know, like the OGs. Let me see. I think it was later that I found Dreamgirls. So I was like musical theater and Tchaikovsky because I was dancing. I was ballet dancer.
Okay.
And then Funkadelic and Michael Jackson and Prince, Minnie Riperton, Shaka Khan, Rufus, LaBelle, The Temptations, Earth, Wind and Fire, Stevie Wonder, big one.
Gorgeous. Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
yeah.
My family, my mom,
Yeah.
her brother, her sister, Andy and the Bay Sisters, you know, big influence on me. It wasn't until I got into like my teens and my early 20s probably even, there's so much fucking music out there. So I'm constantly being influenced. It's not just as a child. I guess I'm a child at heart, just soaking in stuff. I saw a post that you put up of the Nine Inch Nails Ghost album.
Thank you. Yeah, I love Nine Inch Nails. Dark wave and industrial is one of the biggest influences on my like music and aesthetic.
And listen, I'm like late to the, I'm just jumping on the wagon with you. So when I saw that, I was like, yeah, like when I found that album just recently, I was like, holy fuck, where have I been? You know, like there's so much music. I found Black Sabbath late in life, but then Pink Floyd always got me. Pink Floyd and Genesis and yeah, like Elton John and Billy Joel. I just loved the theatrics, the drama.
Oh yes.
Of music. Yes. I love the drama of it, and knowing that there's a light show and stage show, and you know, and then there's Big Mama Thornton and Bessie Smith and you know, Muddy Waters and Alan Wolf. And I was just hearing, there was so much music in my house. So I was just hearing everything, soaking in everything. And when I love something, I get stuck on it for a while, just to really, really like. I remember when I heard Fiona Apple's second album, When the Pond, and I just was like, huh? Oh, okay.
Apples.
And I just dove into that. And yeah, just Bjork and Kate Bush, and like, I just, there's so much music.
Yeah. And you interwove it into like the music that you make too.
Yeah. And it's funny because I feel, I've been told before, so all over the place, there's so much. And I'm like, yeah, there's so much, but it all makes sense and it all intersects because it just makes sense to me.
It does, yeah. It is very much like this tapestry of sound, but it's nice, you know, like it fits together well, it meshes well. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely, SATE. Yes. So, you know, songs like Nobody and When I Let You Go, using that voice and really speaking to power, I think that really touches people and that makes great music.
Thank you. Yeah, I guess subconsciously, consciously make music to empower people, but it's really about like, you know, I'm speaking to myself, of course, but the conversation is resonant with so many, with all of us. Yeah.
And you know, that's definitely a big like factor in why you've toured several times overseas. Incredible, by the way. Because it's an international, it's a universal like message. Like anyone can vibe with that, whether you're in like Praha in like Czech Republic or you're in Africa. It's very powerful.
Music is universal, so are feelings. You know, we all have feelings. We all love, we all go through heartbreak, we all go through insecurities and nervous feelings, butterflies. We all experience all of the same emotions, you know?
Really. Yeah, you know, like you have to engage with that conversation, you know, like within yourself, and I think you have to like share that empowerment with the world, you know? Yeah,
totally.
To be a musician is doing that, and I'm proud of you for doing it, SATE.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So as a songwriter and a performer, is there an ideal sound in terms of like the songwriting and then the recording stages? You're set up and then like, where am I? You know, like what is the ideal environment for me? Yeah. Stage. Cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Mind you, I really love being in the studio because it's like, you're asking a Libra to make a choice. God.
Because I love that you're doing both of those things. So it's fascinating to always hear which one do you like better. But now I'm realizing,
well, it's like, I really thrive live, I would say. I really love being on stage because it's an in the moment type of, you capture that in the moment on record, right? And there's the opportunity to just like kind of go in and tweak and add. And it's a playground. There's so many playgrounds, playground in rehearsal period. When you get into rehearsal with a new song, and give it to my band, and they're like, oh, we hear this, or they put their own thing on it, and it's like, and it brings something else out of me. Like,
it becomes a fuller picture.
Yeah, and then we take that to the stage and it brings something else. So it's like levels, and it's not a hierarchical kind of thing, but it's like climbing the stairs. It's like climbing the mountain. It's like getting to the top of the mountain. You get to the top of the mountain, the stage, and you're like, fuck. Now it's about being on stage, doing that thing with the band, and then experiencing the energy of the audience, experiencing this and how they react and what they give back. And then it's that.
Yeah, it's synergy. Absolutely. It's synergy. It's some of the most incredible energy in the world. Just like to witness, but to create that yourself as an artist on stage, that's got to be phenomenal. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's, yeah. That's a drug, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I get it. I get it. Totally. It's like, to be on stage is a fucking drug. It's like, yeah.
One of your most recent live performances was Luminato. Yes. That's fantastic, SATE.
Thank you.
Do you have any favorite live shows? Was that one of them?
You know what? That was definitely, I mean, it's dear because it was like the first out of the last time that I played with my band. Yeah. So it's like, oh my God, this is what it feels like, right?
Yeah.
But there's so many moments. There's so many moments that I've experienced all over the world, in Toronto too, that are just like, oh yeah, like when the band gets together and we talk about, oh, remember that time when this happened. We played Switzerland at a festival called the Paleo Festival, and it's been going on for about 50 years now. Never heard of it, but it was massive. And there were like 100,000 people or something. It was like the biggest audience I've ever played for. And I was like, oh, this is crazy. Based on the big jumbotron and everything, I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. And then later we went and saw Red Hot Chili Peppers play for, it felt like 500,000 people. There were so many fucking people there. But just, like that, experiences like that, playing Afropunk in London was killer. Just the energy from Londoners. They were just there. They were there. They were ready.
Present. They were ready for the rock. They really are all the time.
Yeah. To be in being on stage is beautiful, but to be on stage rocking out and looking out and seeing a sea of melanated folks, and they're just like ready. They're just ready. And I'm just like, oh my, like I want to cry. I want to cry because I know we've always been out there. I mean, fuck, we made the shit, but we've always been out there, but we've always been like, no, you're not out there. Like they've been lying to us.
Yes, they've been lying to you because we've been waiting for you.
We've been waiting for all of us.
Waiting for all of us.
We've been waiting for the community. We've been waiting for Black Rockers United, for Afropunk, for Punk Black. We've been waiting for all of us to just come out and say, I'm here, and just, weirdos. whatever you want to call yourself, but it's like, oh, when we see each other, shit, yeah, okay, I'm not weird. Okay, I have community. Okay, yeah, this is amazing. Let's keep going.
Yeah, like let's keep rocking together because it's wonderful to be seen. It's wonderful to know that people are there for you and they're supporting like you, like in the crowd, and then like off stage as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 15 years ago, like I don't know if Nate probably predicted how big this would be, but it's kind of like you said, we've been out here, so
right,
it's a big world,
Yeah, and we just keep going because it's the little ones that are looking and are resonate. Like a good friend of mine, her son is just like, she said every time he hears guitars and he just goes off. She's like, he's a little rocker. I'm like, yeah. And she's like, I'm just giving him more, and he just like, give it all to me, and it's just like, when were we, because I don't remember being a kid and really thinking about, I was just soaking in music, right? But I was never really like, I'm a black rocker, but I always was alternative. I always was outside of, I was not the typical black girl when I, or whatever that is, like that's not even, that's very one-dimensional. But all of the girls that I went to school with, I was the only one that was like kind of sort of goth, kind of sort of punk, kind of sort of just not like the other ones. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And it was just kind of growing into that and being like, no, like this is me. I like this. I'm gonna just like go full head on and become SATE the artist and SATE the spiritual traveler.
Yes. The cosmic being.
That's right. Yes, we'd love to hear anything else from you, SATE. Any more wisdom that you'd like to share with the viewers? This has been wonderful.
Oh man, I think we could go on for a long time. I could talk. You gotta cut me off. I could talk. I don't think there's anything else. Listen to the album and feel free to tell me what you think. I like what tracks really resonate. I love to hear that because it's ours now. It's not just mine. It's the world's,
I'm definitely gonna like give it a full spin and give you feedback.
Yeah, listen to it from top to bottom.
Top to bottom,
because the track listing, I was very intentional about that.
We love intention and we love concept. Like we have to like appreciate that for an album.
Yeah. I grew up on Pink Floyd and Stevie Wonder and the Beatles, concept albums, intention, track listing. I love track listing.
Keep the rock alive, SATE. Yes.
Will do. You too.
Thank you so much. You stay blessed, you stay safe, and stay SATE.